Hello, YouTube family. Did you miss me? Because I definitely missed you. I got a lot of calls wanting to know, where's the show? Fat Larry, I haven't gotten a show. Let me tell you guys, I did some personal things, went on vacay like everybody else did. And so I'm back now, refreshed, and we're going to get this year 2024 off and rolling. And I got some great things coming down the pipeline for 2024, great guests. And I'm going to go on and let the cat out the bag. The show is being contemplated to be put on a platform, Believe It Network. So I'll keep you guys in the know and in the mix on how to see us in the future. Alongside of the YouTube, you'll always be able to see me, but I'm in negotiation with a, one more time, Believe It Network, and we are going to be the sports show for that particular platform. So got my fingers crossed and hopefully everything will work out, family. But one more time, I am so happy to be back. Down below, write me some comments on some things that's going to be said today. I really want your feedback. We're going to be covering today the coaching changes in the SWAC, Russell Wilson in Denver being smashed like he's a high school quarterback. We're going to be discussing hires and the MEAC, SWAC, CIAA, and the SIAC. And we're going to go over the NFL, University of Houston. And one more time, we're going to be dealing with Texas Southern's situation and finding a head football coach. But before we get started, as I always do, and family, you've been real good about it, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, smash that bell so that you can be notified every time a show drops. Also, when you subscribe, it's free. You just need a Google account, doesn't cost you a thing. So quite naturally, we are asking that you do that and subscribe, get the subscriptions up. I am very close to being where I need to be on my subscriptions and viewership. So make sure you pass the word around to everyone to watch the show. Let them know, hey man, there's a handsome bald-headed man on a show called Sports Talk with Fat Larry that gives you all kind of information. So one more time, we're going to have some great things coming up in 2024, but let's go back to 2023 and rehash some stuff and come back to 2024, if that's all right with you. Okay, let's start off with, in 2023, we had some shows with the basketball Texas Southern coach on. We had Byron Smith, the coach at Prairie View. We had Bubba McDowell, the head football coach at Prairie View. Clarence McKinney, the head football coach at Texas Southern. We have some more special guests coming this upcoming year that you're not aware of. We had some NAIA legends from Texas Southern's basketball national championship team. And we're going to do more of that. We're going to branch out and start bringing in some baseball players, pro baseball players. Believe it or not, I have people that call and ask me if they can be on this show. I know it may trip you out, but that's exactly what happens. And I am so thankful for the viewership. So please continue to get the word out. Spread this and share this video with your friends and family. As I told you, I have family that have helped me on the West Coast, Las Vegas, Dallas, Pennsylvania in the north, Louisiana on the southeast side, and Florida. So we're trying to expand. So without further ado, let's get off into some stuff. Let me start off with my alma mater, TSU, Texas Southern University. I don't know what in the heck is going on over at TSU. It is January the 3rd, and we still do not have a head football coach. Let me go back over that. Today is January the 3rd here in H-Town, Texas. We're at a sunny 53 degrees with a little nip in the air, but it is a beautiful day. But the beautiful day is being destroyed by the fact I wake up another day and we still do not have a head football coach. My 2 cents worth, they have a few candidates that they're still looking at, but I am praying that the candidate that I would prefer, which is similar to what the athletic director chose, and that is Fred McNair from Alcorn. We have a few people that wanted to say that, he's not from TSU. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We need to get on the winning side of the tablet. They have a W side and an L side. We're quite familiar with the L side. I want us to be on the W side, and this guy's track record indicates he knows how to get on the W side. A 2-time SWAC championship coach, and also another 2-time participant in the SWAC championship. And so my money is with Fred McNair. I know Brent Maxey is a TSU ex, and I have no problem with him. My first choice, though, is Fred McNair. Love Andre Johnson, love Ed Reed, but we don't need no first-timers. We don't need no publicity in the event he becomes the head coach. And one more time, it's nothing against him because he possibly could develop into one. But develop is the key word. We don't have time for people to develop here at Texas Southern. We need a coach that is already developed and has a knowledge on how to win and how the SWAC operates. You see, people, my brothers and sisters, there's different ways to skin a cat, as my uncle used to say. And that is, I don't feel like getting Andre Johnson, one more time, I have nothing against Andre Johnson. They say, well, Dion did it. Dion, people don't realize, has been coaching ball for like the last 8 years. He didn't just walk into, yes, it was high school, but it was still some type of coaching experience that he achieved. That's all I'm saying. If Andre would like to come on the staff and become a wide receiver coach, if Ed Reed would like to come on the staff and be a defensive back coach, I have no problem with that. So that if Fred doesn't work out, if Brent Maxey wants to come and be an OC, offensive coordinator, DC, defensive coordinator, Texas Southern, so that if it doesn't work out, fine. But my first choice is Fred McNair for the simple reason of been there, done that. And that's what we need, is somebody been there, done that. Now, down below, if you disagree with me, because I can take constructive criticism, because it's just my opinion, just like it's going to be your opinion down below, and no one can tell you what your opinion is. And so my opinion is I think Fred McNair would be perfect for the job, but I don't know if we're going to wait too long, because as of yesterday, January the 2nd, today is the 3rd, the great Willie Simmons at Florida A&M University, and I do say great because he's won everywhere he's been. He is now going to go to Duke University to become an offensive running back coach. And people say, why would he leave FAMU? Well, quite naturally, the obvious is money. FAMU was trying to raise money to get him up to $350,000 a year and so forth. But he's going to be making in excess of $500,000 in Duke, if not more. It's probably going to be in the $600,000 bracket, but at least $500,000. But the number one outlining thing of this, what people don't understand from just the surface, it takes someone that's like myself that goes and read articles on the sports information area and try to find out, dig out little nuggets and caveats. And so Willie is thinking about 5-10 years down the road, he wants to become a head coach at a PWI. One more time, I have no problem with him. And I think he has the skills. I just would have loved for him to stay at FAMU and create a legacy like Nix at Prairie View, like Eddie Robinson at Grambling. And I can't remember the head coach right now at FAMU in the 50s and 60s. Tremendous coach. at FAMU. Let me ask my producers, would you happen to know the coach that was at FAMU when Willie Gallimore and Bob Hayes? And I'm going to get him on the case and see who was the great coach at FAMU. Do a little investigative work and let me know who it is, because I want my people to know that I'm going to give it to you straight. I'm going to give it to you correct, else I ain't going to give it to you at all. So here we go. While he's looking that up, we got Willie Simmons is leaving FAMU. No coach has been named. Fred McNair left Alcorn 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago. Thought he had the job at TSU. I thought he had the job the athletic director thought he had the job at TSU, but the Board of Regents put a halt on that. And I don't want to get started on the Board of Regents, but I am going to say something, and you take it from there, and that is that until they have Texas Southern's best interests at heart, we're going to always have these problems. Just that in a nutshell, not just sports, until the Board of Regents at Texas Southern University has TSU interests at heart, we're going to always have these issues. We are right now, it's just unbelievable the number of national publication wants to know what is going on at Texas Southern University. They go get a coach, then don't hire him. Say, wait till next week. We got working some things out and it don't work. They say, well, we're going to do it next week. They work the next week and things don't work out. So it is just, I don't know. And I'm going to read a letter that our national alumni president wrote expressing the same concern. And not in a negative tone, like we're not in a negative tone, but come on with it. If you don't want McNair, name a coach. Who do you want to be the coach? Don't just have us in limbo like we are right now. One more time, down below, write an opinion of what you think about what I'm saying. And let me see if he has that coach's name at FAMU. You don't have it yet? I got a young guy back here working on it. He probably don't know no coaches further back 10 years ago. I mean, you got to go to the 50s and 60s. This was a great coach at FAMU. And I need to be spanked for getting it. But hey, you know, with age comes certain things, and that is that you have to think. Gaither, there he got him. Jake Gaither, the great Jake Gaither. I was hoping that Willie Simmons would want to write his own history in a black college. You know, and I understand when the money comes, it's difficult. But and I'm not mad at Coach Simmons for moving on. He has to do what's right and what's best for him and his family and his aspirations. Because one more time, I think Willie wants to really be a black coach at one of these PWIs, predominantly white institutions. And I think he has the credentials to do it. Now, going on down to Grambling, my homeboy goes to Grambling, went to Grambling and played football there and then played with the Cowboys. He's been sick for the last 4 years because we beat him on a regular basis now. He says something's wrong with the universe when TSU beat us like they beat us now. So I told him, welcome to the party, you know, but he doesn't want to get used to losing. And he's kind of happy that Mickey Joseph is the new head football coach at Grambling. And the reason why is that, yes, Mickey Joseph is coming from a PWI where he was an assistant coach. And when I say PWI one more time, predominantly white institute, he actually was the interim coach at Nebraska last year while he was coaching there before they hired another coach. But anyway, Mickey Joseph has worked at Grambling and other SWAC schools before. So there's a difference there. He knows the shortcomings of coaching in the SWAC. Don't be coming out to the locker room looking for 10 or 12 golf courts to ride around in, or 15 college assistants to help with washing the uniforms and the towels and keeping the field straight. They understand what they're working with at the SWAC schools, coaches that's been there before. And so Grambling may have got a pretty good coach. He has the training of the big schools, plus he's been at the small schools. Mickey Joseph, and the first things that he done, a couple of things he did, he's went and gone and got Southern University's former head coach, Eric Dooley, that just got fired. He's the offensive coordinator now at Grambling. and you got the offensive coordinator at Grambling, and the defensive coordinator is Jason Rollins. He got him from ULM. He's a past Grambling coach. So Mickey Joseph is already showing he understands what has to be done in the SWAC. He's got people that understands the SWAC. Their last coach, Lee Jackson, or whatever this guy's name was, that came in from the pros and other PWI schools, he's bringing in coaches that not familiar with the SWAC. And there is a difference. I played athletically at Texas Southern University baseball. And I can guarantee you right now, University of Houston, Rice, does not put up with the things Texas Southern's baseball team does. You know what I'm saying? We understand we got to get on the bus and stop at Burger King to eat on the way to where we going. We not stopping at Chris Ruth's Steakhouse or name another place that, heck, even the Olive Garden. We couldn't do that. But when you're young, all you want to do is play ball. But the coaches have to understand what they're working with. So this is why I say I think Mickey Joseph is a good hire for Grambling. South Carolina State got the coach that 4 schools wanted, and that's Shaylen Young. Shaylen Young was at Benedict College for the last 2 years. His record was 22-2. So he was sought after real hard. TSU, Southern University, South Carolina State, and his alma mater, Savannah State. But Shaylen Young is the new head coach at South Carolina State. I think they got a tremendous coach there. Well, the record speaks for itself. And Southern had him a couple of hires back after Odom left, and they went with Dooley. They could have gotten Berry. I know they wishing they had Shaylen Young now, but he's no longer on the market for us or anyone else. He's at South Carolina State. Alcorn, after Fred McNair resigned and was contract not renewed 2 weeks ago, they have Cedric Thomas, the new coach at Alcorn. And some of you Alcorn people out there down below, write and let us know why you think he's a good hire, other than he was already defensive coordinator at Alcorn. And so what this does is keeps the continuity going. One more time, they got a head coach that understands how the SWAC works. You want to have things that's on the same level as other schools, but you understand if you're not able to have it. You work with what you have. And you got to have a coach that understands that. And so Cedric Thomas is a good hire for Alcorn. Now, going off into the SIAC, you got St. Augustine, Howard Figgins is suing them. And this is why I'm telling you that you got to have coaches that understand how these small schools, well, not small schools, because, you got 10,000 students at Southern, at Jackson State, almost at Texas Southern University. So we have a lot of students. Some of these other schools don't have. Rice University in Houston might have 3,900 students. So when I say small school, I meant classification. And so you got to understand that St. Augustine, which is a D2 school, had a coach there, and it's sort of something like what Ed Reed did last year. He got there. This guy, let me read it what it says. Let me find it right here. I had it up earlier, and let me just find it. Just hold with me for one moment. I'm going to pull it out and read it exactly the way it is written here. Just a moment. We got Cedric Thomas. We're not looking for him. We are looking for the coach at St. Augustine. St. Augustine's in Carolina. They got so many schools in Carolina, it's not even funny. Black colleges, not just, don't even mention Duke, Wake Forest, and these other schools. But this guy, Howard Figgins, sues them for over his firing for $25,000. And he was fired because he went on air and said that the terrible conditions the football team had to play for, had to wash their own uniforms. It just, when it's time to go somewhere, wasn't reciprocated for spending their own money to get on the bus and things of that nature. So you got to have somebody that, now that's terrible what St. Augustine is doing, but you got to have someone that understands how these black colleges, what type of budget they own, okay? Now, next, what we're going to talk about is the national championship game for college football is going to be here, right here in Houston, Texas on January the 8th, next Monday. January the 8th, University of Michigan and Washington, the University of Washington, are going to play for the national championship in football. Now, once again, go down below if you object with who I'm going to pick. I think Michigan has a pretty strong team and should win the game, but I am pulling for Washington. They have a wonderful left-handed quarterback, Penix. The guy is good. Who knows? He might be able to work his magic, but that Michigan is tough, running the ball and defensively. But Washington can run and throw the ball. So one more time, on paper it looks like Michigan, but I'm picking and wanting Washington to win. All right, we're going to go on now to the NFL right quick. The NFL, I am so pleasantly and wonderfully surprised at our Texans. You know, I basically had given up on pro football here in Houston for the last few years because it's been atrocious. It's been terrible. It's been bad. So I think you get the picture on the reason why I wasn't following the Texans. But they got a quarterback now. They got wide receivers. But you know, the number one thing they have is a coach. That's the number one thing. DeMeco Ryans is the right guy for the right place here in Houston for the Texans. Young team, young coach. The communication is A1 with the young guys. They're soaking in and taking in everything he's telling them. The respect you can see is there for DeMeco, and DeMeco is showing his players respect. The biggest game the Texans are going to be played in about 5 years is going to be this Sunday. They're playing the Indianapolis Colts to go to the playoffs. Indianapolis Colts this Sunday to go to the playoffs. I am going to pick the Houston Texans. It's going to be tough because it's hard to win in Indy, but I'm going to go with the Houston Texans. I just really hate one of our wide receivers. Tank Dell is not there, but I think they can still do it. So I'm going to pick the Texans to beat the Colts. And what we got here, let me go ahead and call off the rankings in pro football right now. I'm just going to give you the ones that have opportunity to play. Like, for instance, in AFC North, you got the Ravens at 13-3, automatically in, already clinched number one team. You got the Browns 11-5, automatically in. You got the Dolphins 11-5 at number 2 because they're conference champs. Ravens are conference champs. They're at number 1. The Chiefs are number 3. They're conference champs at the West. And you got the South, the Jaguars, the Colts, and the Texans have not been decided yet who is going to be the number 4 team. So you got 4 teams, 8 teams going to play. No, not 8. I'm sorry, 6. So you have the Bills, 10-6. They just about in already, the Bills. And you have these 3 teams in the South, the Jags, the Colts, and the Texans. If the Texans win, I think they're in because they have beaten the Jaguars once and the Jaguars have beaten them. But then you have the Colts. If the Colts beat the Texans, I think they're in because they've beaten the Jaguars. So you got the conference or division champs, Ravens, Dolphins, and Chiefs. And then you have the 2 wild cards going to come out of the Jags, the Colts, and the Texans. And in the NFC, you have the 49ers have secured the number 1 spot. And you have Cowboys secured number 2. And you got the Lions number 3. And you got the Bucks number 4 at 8-8 simply because they're winning their division. Now, that's the top 4. And then you have the Rams at 6, and you got the Eagles at 5, and you have 3 teams, 2 teams on this last, and you got the Saints and the Packers are both 8-8. I'm going to go with the Packers to be in the playoffs. My pick for the NFC, I got San Francisco 49ers coming out of there. For the AFC, I'm going to go with either the Bills or the Ravens. See, I know that's a surprise pick for you, the Bills. Everybody, you probably thought I was going to say the Chiefs. The Chiefs are kind of iffy right now. They didn't go out and spend any money on their wide receivers, and they're paying for it. That's what the Chiefs' problems is. They knew they didn't have any wide receivers, and they still didn't go get any. And so you got, I got the Bills and the Ravens. One of those two will pay the 49ers. Then I got the 49ers winning the Super Bowl. Who you got, Shaylen? Let me ask my producer. Who you got? So I'm going to write it down here. We're going to have a little $5 bet. He don't never, I'm going to get him to buy my lunch one time.
I'm saying 49ers.
You saying 49ers? Oh, man, you see that? He still don't want to buy my lunch. He's talking about the 49ers just because I said 49ers. Okay. All right, let's go on to NBA. We got, it's still early, but on the 49ers, on the basketball on the East, we got the Celtics with the best record. You got the Bucks, 76ers, the Heat, the Magic, the Pacers, and the Knicks. Giving you the top 8 teams because that's what goes into the playoffs. So you have the Celtics, the Bucks, 76ers, and the Heat, and the Magic, which is having a great year. In the West, you got the T-Wolves. That's right, Minnesota T-Wolves are leading the West 24-8. It sounds kind of strange to say that, but they have a pretty good team, and they got one hellacious young guy. What's that young guy's name play at Minnesota? See if you follow basketball. Or get my producer. See, I got to get him, wake him up. He goes to sleep over there. Huh? Anthony Edwards. Look at him. He trying to know a little basketball. I woke him up and he knew what was going on. Anthony Edwards. Okay, the Thunder at 23-9, another dark horse. I like the Thunder. They're just young. I don't think they're going to make it to the finals, but they're young. The Nuggets, 24-11, number 3 in the West. Clippers, who everybody every year put in the mix. I think this might be the Clippers' year. Kings, 19-13. Pelicans, 20-14. Mavs, 19-15. And number 8 is the Suns. The Suns have won like about 5 games in a row, so they're on their way back. And they got my boys, the Lakers at 10. Yeah, I'm talking about the Lakers. I know I didn't talk about the other 10th place team in the East, but that's okay. This is my show. I'm talking about the Lakers. The Lakers are number 10, and I'm hoping we can at least get into the 8th spot where we can get into the playoffs. We got the Rockets at number 9. So the Rockets are just one place out of the playoff. And I'm coming back again. I had basically given up on Houston sports, the Texans and the Rockets. I love the little young Rockets. I love them. They play hard. They got a great coach. It's just a matter of time for they're going to be the next Oklahoma Thunder. The Oklahoma Thunder had a lot of young guys, good guys over the last 2 or 3 years. You can see them gelling now. Oklahoma Thunder, you got a whole bunch of teams that want to play the Oklahoma Thunder because they got some good players. And so the Rockets I see are going in that direction to me. Now, this is early because it's not even All-Star break, but I got the Celtics and the Bucks out of the East. You might can throw the Sixers. The Sixers look like they finally might have found themselves, but those 3 teams, I think, in the East and in the West, yeah, the T-Wolves are up there, but I don't see that happening at the end of the season. I got the Nuggets, the Clippers, and the Suns maybe. T-Wolves are going to be in the playoffs. I just can't see them getting past all the way into the finals. So these Nuggets, Clippers, and Suns are the 3 teams. Now, no, I didn't call my Lakers off because I'm not satisfied with the way they're playing defense right now. Okay. There was a trade. The Knicks made a trade for Olaniyi out of Toronto. I'm hoping that we can trade. The Lakers can get Zach LaVine, someone like that into there. But there we go on the NBA and NFL. And now what we're going to do is SWAC. Basketball. The basketball season is starting this Saturday in the SWAC. And as I always tell everyone, if you're in one of the SWAC cities or close by, please go by and patronize the game for the university. All HBCUs need all of the support and financial assistance we can get. I mean, and by going to the game, actually, this is a request out to the listening audience, because I have a lot of people that went to TSU also that listen to me. Get you a ticket for the year. Get you a pass, a basketball pass, where you don't know how much that helps the university. And this way you don't have to worry about the line when the big game come and you want to go in. You just go straight on in. Go get you a season pass at Prairie View. Get you a season pass at TSU. Get you a season pass at Alabama State and Alabama A&M. Get you a season pass at Grambling, at Jackson State, FAMU, UAPB. It helps the university. So this Saturday, you're going to have FAMU at Bethune-Cookman. That should be a hot one. That's a rivalry. You got Prairie View at Grambling State. You got TSU at Southern. Man, I done called off 3 hot games already. You got all corn at Jackson State, another hot one. You got Alabama A&M at UAPB. Don't sleep on UAPB. Alabama State is at Mississippi Valley State. Don't sleep on Mississippi Valley State, because they have George Ivory, the coach there now, that was at UAPB. And I look for him in the next couple of years to bring Valley up. So you got 5 fantastic, or is it 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fantastic games this upcoming week. If you are in the vicinity of any of those games, go to the game. Go to the game. And as you know, the women's game starts before the men's game. So you get 2 for 1, okay? And then on that Monday, you're going to have A&M play Valley, Alabama A&M. TSU is going to play Grambling. Alabama State is going to play UAPB, and Prairie View is going to play Southern. They just flip. And that's how it's going to go. And so one more time, the girls' game come before that. And speaking of girls, the girls have had some great upsets this year. Did you know, Shaylen, that Southern University upset University of Oklahoma? Didn't know that? Yes, sir. UAPB beat beat University of Arkansas. See, this is why we have this show to enlighten people, to let them know that, hey, these black universities are doing great things. And they still don't have everything the others do, but look at what these coaches are doing. I don't know if the coach at UAPB going to be there a long time. She was at Prairie View for a minute, went to UAPB, and is taking them off just like a shot already. Jackson State has been the one for the last 2 years, but she got UAPB up there with Jackson State right now. And then Southern. Southern has a good team, you know. So you got J-State, UAPB, and Southern, the top teams for women in the SWAC. And on the men's side, you have some great victories. Southern beat Mississippi State men. Mississippi State was ranked 21st in the nation. Jackson State has beat UNLV and another school. Grambling has beat a school, D1 school. So one more time, basketball is going to be fantastic this year. So make sure you go get your season pass, and make sure you attend the game. Okay? And what we're going to do here is, I just wanted to talk about, I saw something today as I was getting my sports information together. Naomi Osaka is back on the tennis tour. She's in Australia going until like the 3rd round. And she's even said, I'm shocked at how good I'm playing myself. You know, she had a baby 2 years ago. She took 1.5 years off, and now she's back. As you know, golf had a wonderful 2023. So it just adds more to the black females being on the tennis rim. Yeah. Excuse me. Because back in the day, you always had a sister that was in the mix on the tennis campaign. And we're going to talk some about U of H. Yes, U of H is not a SWAC, not a HBCU, but I like University of Houston because they have always promoted black players. from when I was young. One of the first ones. That's why the Southwest Conference didn't want them in there, held them out for 10 or 15 years because they had brothers playing for them, and Southwest Conference wanted to give us time to get some. You know what I'm saying? Because when they played University of Houston put a whooping on them. But U of H has gotten a new football coach, Willie Fritz, from Tulane University. If you can go to Tulane University and win 22 games in about 2 years, you're pretty good. And it's not because of Tulane, it's just that Tulane just does not have the resources that other schools have. Tulane is almost like the SWAC. Now they got more than we have, but they just don't have what they do. The football stadium might not sit but 22. Basketball arena might not sit but 4,000. So they don't have a lot. And he went there and did a great job. So University of Houston now has Willie Fritz, and I like Willie Fritz for University of Houston. And basketball, it doesn't need to be talked about. They got one of the best coaches in NCAA, and Kelvin Sampson. Kelvin Sampson is going to always be in the mix because his team is going to do one thing. His team is going to do one thing every game, and that's play defense. Defense travels. As the coaches and people that know basketball, let me explain that to you. When you go out of town, it's hostile. Hostile when you go there. You got people throwing batteries, gum, beer, talking about your mama and your daddy, and you still got to play the game. You see, some people can't handle the road. As they say, when the lights come on, some people can't handle those lights. Because there's a saying, not only in college, high school, but in the pros. The average player plays better where? Shaylen, let me ask my producer. Let me wake him up again. Well, what does the average player play better at? At home. At home. At home. But defense travels. If you play defense, that's why U of H is so tough to beat. They're going to get off in your job if you at Fertitta Center or if you're in Wichita, Kansas. Wherever they pay you at, you can get ready for them to be all over you. Okay, so UH basketball is in very good hands. Okay, now we're going to go to, I have an announcement to let you guys know that in the future, near future, we're in discussion right now with a media platform, Believe It Network, that is talking about potentially having me be their source of sports. I look forward to us getting that done and accomplished. And in the upcoming shows, I'm going to let you know how you can follow us. But your boy, Wah, is in the process of his show being this platform's sports information. In other words, the gentleman that owns the platform has decided he'd like to have a little sports interjected, and he happened to see my show, and he's been on my show. Go back in the archives and see.
God placed it on my heart about 24 months ago to try to, no. See, Fat Larry is right here. That word try kind of don't sit well with me.
I hear you.
We are doing. We have a 24-hour positive channel. And I say that because it's called the Believe It Network. It's not a religious or religion. It's not that kind of a channel. It's a channel that I feel this world, this country deserves. I wanted to put out content that's primarily African Americans, that's positive.
Okay.
Every time I watch something, I see a bunch of ratchet. I'm so tired of ratchetness. I mean, ratchet is okay, yeah, but I don't want the world to look at us as this is who we are, period. Maybe that's where we were at a point, but this is not where we are now.
Yeah.
Black people are very positive people. And I want to make sure that we have a platform. And a lot of time we talk about platforms in the media business. And, I love the platform we're on right now with YouTube and everything. Right. But, it's nothing like someone that has their own. You know what I mean?
And Shaylen, my producer, does a magnificent job, as y'all seen my show. Let me give you a shout out on, if ever you need a wedding or some things done, what's the name of your production company? Say that one more time.
Forever Young Visual.
And they can get in touch with you how?
Email fyvbooking@gmail.com or the number below. Email the number below.
Okay, fantastic. Been with this young guy. We started off together. He and I both are growing at the same time. And he hadn't promised to give me a cut. He growing and getting a few things off the show, but I ain't got my cut yet. But that's okay. That's all right, as long as he keeps producing.
You're about to get monetized.
As long as you keep producing my show, because I have wonderful, wonderful remarks about the quality of my show. A lot of them think I do, and I'm like, man, you crazy? I don't know how to do this stuff. I have to pay that young guy back there. He does a fantastic job taking care of me. Let's get back to this, though. He also has helped me get this Believe It Network thing. And it's going to be a feather in my cap if we get it. I want to let you know about it. And before I get away, I want to get everybody's opinion on something that just has bothered me. And tell me if it bothers you. Russell Wilson, the quarterback for the Denver Broncos, was blamed. He wasn't specifically blamed by the head coach and then benched last week. But 2 weeks ago, week before last, when they played someone and they lost, Russell Wilson them lost. The man got sacked 400 times, rushed 600 times as a passer. They had no running game, but he's saying it's Russell Wilson. I don't know why the head coach just doesn't come out and say he's not my choice for quarterback and quit talking about it. Russell Wilson is a potential Hall of Fame quarterback. Now, one more time, that's my opinion. Because there's guys in the Hall of Fame that's done far less than what Russell Wilson has done. Russell Wilson has taken his team to 2 Super Bowls. 2. Lost 1, won 1. Should have won 2. The Dumbo coach threw a pass, 4.5 yards, and you got beast mode in the backfield. Beast mode said when he came out, broke the huddle, they were like, wait a minute, ain't not going to give me the ball? Shaylen, would you have given beast mode the ball can you remember when Seattle played?
100%. But
It wasn't that crazy?
I was going for the Patriots, though.
Oh, but still, what would you have done?
I would have ran it.
Would have ran it. You got beast mode, and at that time, he's in his prime. And the one guy didn't bring beast mode down. The one guy didn't bring him down. And so he should have won 2 Super Bowls. And they're going to say, well, he threw the interception. No, the guy made a fantastic play because if you remember that play, that ball was almost in the wide receiver's hand. The DB just took it out of his hand. You got to get a DB credit for that. Russell put the ball where he was supposed to. The DB did what he was supposed to. But it should have never came to that. It should have been a running play. But anyway, Peyton, which is the head coach for the Denver Broncos, I never had an opinion about him. I know he was with the Saints, but I know the Saints would always lose a lot of times when they should have won. And Michael Irvin said something so profound on a sports talk show that I ain't never seen him undress Drew Brees like that. You don't think Drew Brees ever threw a touchdown or threw an interception on a drive? You don't think that's ever happened? Yeah, it has. Mike Irvin said, I have never seen him do that. Then Donovan McNabb, I saw him on a podcast show because now that I do podcasts, I watch a lot of them. And Donovan McNabb said he had the right quarterback, meaning that if he tried to undress Donovan McNabb like that, it would have been something going on that sideline. That's what he was saying, that no, you don't, I'm a grown man. You don't talk to me like that. You don't do me like that. Now, I like what Russell Wilson did because everyone is complimenting him on taking the high road. But I probably would have fell in the Donovan McNabb category. What about you, Shaylen?
Donovan McNabb, dog.
Yeah, but I'm talking about, Donovan McNabb basically was saying that he couldn't have talked to him like that. So what would you have been saying something back to him?
You have to. You can't not. You're a man at the end of the day.
Yeah, you're a man at the end of the day. But I can appreciate, because that's the type of person Russ is. And you know what? I think another guy said, that coach knows that. He knows who to talk crazy to. Because Donovan McNabb said he had the right one because that'd have been me. He couldn't have talked to me like that. So I don't know why they put all the blame. No, Russell hadn't been Russell West of the Seattle Seahawks. He hasn't been him. But also, Denver was not blocking. I mean, what you want him to do? You know, so I am totally pissed at how Sean Payton has treated my guy, Russ. And I think that Russ, when they let him go, because if I'm Russ, I'm leaving anyway. You know, I don't want another year of this. When they let him go, wherever Russ goes, mark my words, January the 3rd, that somebody's going to wish they had kept him at Denver. Because Russell is not done. I don't think he's done. And so let me see what else we got going on. Let me check my screen one more time. There was something on the screen that I wanted to talk about. Here it is right here. I am so upset, one more time, going back to TSU's thing. Let me stop. Hit that like button, subscribe button, smash that bell so you can be notified and pass it on to your friends. I want to give a shout out to my sponsors, Womack Development Company and Realtor, and Morgan & Associates Dental. Let me read you something right here. And I want you to just digest this if you're a TSU alum. The Florida A&M Alumni Association efforts, noble as they were, proved to be in vain as Willie Simmons appears to be accepting Manny Diaz's offer to become running back coach. It is a significant pay raise. As I told you, he's making about $300 plus a little bit. And a decrease in responsibility from a young head coach who has been successful on both the SWAC East and West Division. What they mean by that, now all he does is worry about the running backs. That's all he does. Versus worrying about the whole team. He's going to get paid twice the amount of money and worry about just the running backs. And before, let's go further on to see what they say about this. They're saying that his name is Fred McNair. They said, is there a veteran coach who knows the SWAC, HBCU, football, and is widely respected by his peers available? Of course. His name is Fred McNair, and that should be Sykes' first call. Now, this is a publication that's not even sponsored by FAMU. They're already saying Fred McNair should be their first call. Why? Just because he's Fred McNair? No. Because FAMU is used to winning, and this is the coach. And this is what he said. This is what I said already earlier in the show. McNair is currently an unwilling pawn in Texas Southern Keystone Cops game of chess, waiting to see if his years of success as Alcorn will be good enough for a board of regents that clearly has no idea what they're doing. Amen. Will he lose out? Possibly Andre Johnson, Ed Reed, or Barry Old Booking. No, I hope not. But anyway, what they're saying is that FAMU got a head coach right there if they want it, Fred McNair. Because I'm sure if they offer him, he's going to go to FAMU instead of here. But I'm praying on my hands and knees every night that we go ahead and get this thing done so we can get Fred. So it's been really great to come back and be back on the air and holler back at all my family that said that, hey, where you been? I'm back. And here I am. One more time. I'm going to let you guys know in the next show about the Believe It Network, so you'll be able to go there and see me there also, because they got movies there. They got shows. What type of shows do they have there?
Inspiration-based, motivational movies and shows and events.
Okay. And by how many households are they in?
Over 5 million.
5 million. Family, you see why I'm excited? So we're in negotiation on trying to get my show there. And if I get there, who knows what might be behind me. I might have a dancing girl in behind me waving signs and telling what the score is. If I can get that, getting these 500,000 homes. So I want to thank you for putting me on the cusp of being able to do this. So keep passing the word, keep watching the show. Without further ado, I want to, one last thing, let everybody know this year, I want us to set a record on the amount of t-shirts. We got different colors. I did not put up a hoodie because my producer said this is not Walmart. He didn't want me to have all this stuff up. So I put this one up and I got this one in my hand. But you can get hoodies. You can get long sleeve t-shirts, short sleeve t-shirts. Fat Larry Podcast at gmail.com to get you one of these beautiful t-shirts. Buy 2 and you'll get a discount. Buy 2 hoodies, you'll get a discount. Buy 2 long sleeves, you'll get a discount. So make sure that you hit me up at fatlarrypodcast at gmail.com. I want to start seeing my t-shirts being worn in the Houston area, definitely at all the games and around the city. Sports Talk with Fat Larry, very affordable. Help get my name out. Okay? So what we want to do now, I want to thank everyone for calling me, emailing me, want to know when the show was coming out. Hey, I'm back. James Brown say I'm back. So we're going to get it rolling. And until the next time, peace out.